Hello, people of YouTube. It's Brittany, and her God is here on the tube and elsewhere. Let's talk about it. The Seven of Swords has come up a couple times in the latest posts, and I've noticed the people are having a hard time with it. See the Seven of Swords? You know what? Not trying to hear that noise. And I think about it. And within the deck, yeah, I would say that this falls under the category of what people would say if they're going to say there's bad cards, if they're in the camp of bad cards. The Seven of Swords is bad. Um, here's some. I love this book. This was my first learning the tarot by Joan Bunning. This was my first tarot book. I'm so glad that I put laminated the cover, laminated it, because yeah, I toted this book around. This was my study manual. Well, the first one, but yeah, it means a lot to me because not only did she give you some explanation of what the card can mean, but she was also teaching like how to use your own intuition and encouraging you, letting you know that you will find your own way with the cards. Even if like at first you open up the pack and you're just like, oh my goodness. So anyway, you look at the card in Rider Waite Tarot, and it's just like, that looks like a goon sneaking away with your stuff. That's what it looks like. And the Decan, the time frame, like birthday card people for this, like birthday people for this card is February 9th through 18th. Is it 18th? 20th? But it's the last decan of Aquarius. Actions that are listed are running away, shirking responsibility, sneaking off, leaving, avoiding obligations, being afraid to face the music, taking the easy way out, hiding from the truth, procrastinating, being a lone wolf, feeling you don't need anyone else, wanting independence, deciding not to help, keeping something to yourself, preferring solitude, staying aloof, wanting to go it alone, holding people at arm's length, choosing hidden dishonor, deceiving or being deceived, covering your tracks, maneuvering behind the scenes, being two-faced, seeing others take the rap, controlling without appearing to, avoiding a shameful secret, lying or stealing. Now, as I would ask questions upon a particular person in my life, just confused about what's going on. And sometimes not even asking about a said person, but it came up, like I was being notified. And even though I've had this book, and I can see, like I could look at the card, I was still like, what does this mean? So I completely understand circumstances when uh, maybe you, or like you get a reading and you don't want to accept it. Or you pull your own cards and you're just like, what the heck does that mean? You're like, I have no idea. You go to the book has an explanation. Heck, you phone a friend, and the friend very easily assesses the situation. But yet and still for you, you're like, I just don't understand. That is part, like the essence, the experience of the card. And that's a way that we're taught through experiencing. I had mentioned that Mary Greer had written that she experienced like each card as she spent a week or so writing a chapter on each card for one of her books. Um, when you experience Seven of Swords and it's not you, because I'll say that if it's you, you might need to take what you can carry and go. You might have to vacate a scene without making a big fuss about it. This is not one of those moments where you like you're in a Facebook group and you've been offended and you say, I'm leaving. Or you're subscribed to someone you're following and they've offended you and you say, I am unsubscribing. This is not the time to do that. This would be a time to just leave quietly. uh, take whatever you've learned and go. This can also be an experience where it's considered hiding your hand. If you've ever been, and a lot of people are, it's like some people go to work and it's just like you go to the work Christmas party or you hang out with people outside of work or you chit chat with them like about your life, cry with your coworkers, whatever, what have you. But some people just go to work and go home. And someone might be curious about the person anyway, even though they don't really, and maybe especially because they don't really put too much of themselves out there at work. So someone that goes and leaves and people don't really understand them or know what they're about, they're just like, I've been working with this person like 5 years and I don't know crap about them really. Seven of Swords can very well describe them. Especially if you think they're up to something. What they're up to might be a promotion at work. They want a better position, but they don't really think that schmoozing is going to be the way to get there. And that's some people's method, schmoozing and canoodling. For others, they just do the work and they spend the time and they hope that if all is fair in the world, they'll get there. Negative Seven of Swords stuff is when someone is not telling you the whole truth. They aren't being totally real with you. And they are either stealing things from you, stealing ideas from you, because this is swords. So, or gossiping about you. They might take whatever you said and run with it. And it's not good. This is not the good PR card. I would be hard pressed to say it's positive. I would have, and depending on what other cards come up with it, like it would have to be some supremely positive other cards for me to say that the outcome of this is going to be positive. But a Seven of Swords person in your midst is in all likelihood they're taking something from you, and it's not good. You would not be pleased, and they know what they're doing. This is not a I don't know what I'm doing kind of card. So I understand why people would not really want to deal with a read where Seven of Swords is in the forefront. Not trying to hear that noise. It's like there's lies afoot. And that's the point that I'm making exactly. That it's an instance. I'm like, Seven of Swords is not one where it's in your face. Seven of Swords is where you are confused or you don't see it, or you would let this person in the camp. The person is in the camp. They might in Mother Beast Tarot, this is literally like a fox in the hen house. But how does that work? It's like the thieving occurs at night or on the low, on the sneak. Coyotes or snakes, whatever gets to your hens, it's a sneaky time. And so, like wolf in sheep's clothing, this is a scenario where people wouldn't suspect, or you wouldn't expect. You would hope not, or other people would hope not. They don't seem like what they are, or they don't seem like what they're doing. But it is what the card says it is. That's why you learn the card meanings. Yeah, I have witnessed this card a lot. I've seen a lot of Seven of Swords in my day. I've seen a lot of Eight of Swords. I've seen a lot of Hanged Man. Just like, if there was a little ticker going, of how many times I've pulled those freaking cards. It's out of hand. You would think certainly I'd have given up on tarot as many times as I've seen those cards. But although I was confused, frustrated, I couldn't get over the fact that this is some mysterious stuff. As I accumulated more and more decks, I'm like, there's something going on, because how am I pulling the same cards? I don't want to see these cards. I don't care how they're painted or drawn. I don't want to see this. So clearly I'm supposed to, because if I was, if myself was pulling what I want to see, I'd be pulling something else like this. I like to see the Wheel of Fortune. Although vibes for Wheel of Fortune is not just fortune and luck and change. You got to think about what is happening in the Wheel of Fortune. That means somebody that's been on top is going down, because if you're happy to see the Wheel of Fortune, that means you've been down. You're coming up, but someone else is going down. It can make you feel bad, or you can choose to feel bad. I'll say it that way. Because it's not making you feel bad, but you can very well feel bad for who's going down, or what institutions are going down, whatever is occurring. But for equilibrium to be restored, something has to happen. And that can be a difficult thing to face. Well, it's bound to be. it's bound to be. It might be simple, like it might not be uncomplicated on your end, but it can be difficult. Sometimes it's being honest, sometimes it's being brave. Sometimes it's saying what is hard to say, or to somebody that you fear real consequences for being real with. It can be being quiet when you want to say something. Just like I'm saying, that Seven of Swords. If you've got to be the Seven of Swords, you might want to go off. Don't. If this is your advice, then don't. What would happen? Heck, there's a variety of things that could happen. Maybe you just end up arguing until the end of time. maybe you end up staying there because, again, I've said that when you're dealing with a Seven of Swords person, like if you're dealing with a person that's up to stuff, they gonna lie to you. They're gonna say it's not what you think it is, or whatever. You are confused. So you've got to take some honest inventory. This is sitting with yourself and or chit chat with an individual or individuals that you don't feel that confusion feeling about. If you feel confused about everybody, then it's definitely alone time. Not sure about anybody, alone time. But it's not an easy card. And look, Five of Pentacles, another not easy card. Even in Thoth Tarot, it's not an easy card. But knowing that it is Mercury in Taurus is helpful intel. It's mental work. When you see the Five of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite deck, Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it looks like they've been thrown out the church, or like they're vagabonds. They're homeless people. Like, let's just be real. It looks like homeless people. That can be a real fright. You notice the contrast? I'm just now thinking about this. The contrast between the Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. That Seven of Swords person is like creeping off, but it looks like they're headed towards some woods. Like, how come they look so so sneaky and self-satisfied? They're looking pretty thrilled, pretty all right. Five of Pentacles looking like struggle. But how do you get yourself through the Five of Pentacles? By changing your mind, changing the way you see the survival, the getting through. Because again, if the earth signs are in charge of the Pentacle suit, yeah, I'm just like Taurus is the working, but not all work is physical. What we see is the physical labor, or where a person is at in physical space. There's a judgment that if you don't have a lot of stuff, or you have minimal items that you're carrying with you, that either like you're a nomad, you're traveling, or like you're just getting started, or poverty stricken. Like why do you have so little stuff? But you never really know for sure why somebody only has a little bit of stuff. And just like I'm mentioning some just examples of circumstances, you don't really want to carry too much stuff with you, or cannot, do not, depending on what you're doing. I'm just like, you, uh, just consider this, that you witness folks that travel with a whole bunch of luggage and then see somebody in the airport like with just a backpack. Just FYI, just a random tidbit about me, that whether I've been the person with multiple bits of luggage, like a bunch or a little, I always seem to pack something that I don't need, that I realize later, like, why did I bring this? like I packed this item just in case, and just in case did not occur, and it's like erroneous matter that just took up space. But then I might be lacking something that I could have used, and that thought is what has always had me packing the erroneous doodad. It's that once I get to a place, I'm usually like, oh, I forgot this or that. Like, I didn't even think about bringing that. Ooh, but I've got this can opener. I'm just like, freaking, like, why? There's a can opener there. Just in case there wasn't going to be a can opener. It'll be some random stuff. I've got contact paper. Like, what do you need that for? Because I was going to work on a deck. That's literally like the last thing to do, though, and not completely necessary. So that's just, yeah. I won't say neither here nor there because it correlates. But if you too pack erroneous items, you could be calibrated to the fear of not having what you need, or it's not even need, because the thing is, I can say that most times, and I've done a decent amount of travel, most times that I have taken a journey and not had something or other, it wasn't that I forgot something that I needed. Like, oh no, I forgot my toothbrush. Or, oh no, I forgot the toothpaste. Oh no, I didn't bring any panties. Like, like no, it's never like I don't have what I needed to have. It'll be something that would have been convenient that I don't want to buy again. Like, I don't want to spend money buying a thing that I had already and could have brought, but I didn't think of at all. Like, didn't even cross my mind. It's not like, oh, I pondered over it. I went back and forth and just decided not to put it in the back. Like, no, it'll be like, I just didn't even think of it. And I'll have, and bringing the things that are not even necessary. Packed a swimsuit because there's a pool. Didn't get in the pool one day. Not one day. Didn't get in the hot tub. Not one day. Packed a swimsuit. Why? Why did I do that? Just in case? Nonsense. Nonsense. I and you see how I'm even able to identify what the problem can be, but I don't know how to fix it. Not really. Besides go through the feelings. Because I don't want to pack more. I don't want to do that. Bringing more never solves the issue. I just end up having a bunch more stuff and still being like, oh, dang it. Chopsticks. I have chopsticks at home. Why didn't I bring a pack of chopsticks? It's like, seriously? Are they necessary? No. But it would have been nice, like the chopsticks. It's like, you're being ridiculous. But what can remedy that? Like, if I eased up and was just like, oh, I could get whatever I need or what would make things more comfortable or convenient once I get to the place, then yeah, that would clear it up. So it's funny that to think about this and not, uh, like, it's not something that you would consider a trauma, but being like, whatever you pack is what you have to work with and might not be able to get anything else is like that's a little mental snag caused by a circumstance. But like any issue, yeah, it can be released. Release it. That's fine. All right. I think that this has been prattled about sufficiently. You see the Seven of Swords? consider the book meanings, and deal with the reality of that. And also the pointing. The where that you were thinking when you pulled the card. You were thinking about what was the subject. Yeah. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. I'm sending lots of love your way. Many blessings on the journey. And I'll see you in the next one.